What up, world? R.I.C.H coming right back at you. And today, we got to talk about this mother-daughter retail theft case out of Washington. And I want to deal with this because this is the side of the culture we don't talk about enough. When we talk about destructive young black culture, most people think about young men, guns, drill music, street beef, and death. But there is a female version of the same disease. And just because it doesn't always come with a body count, don't mean it's not destroying lives. This is not a case about somebody stealing something because they was hungry. This is about police saying that a mother and daughter were moving like organized retail theft was a family business, then posting the alleged stolen goods online like it was a music video.
One of the most prolific organized retail thieves in Western Washington is facing new charges. Janice Downs, a.k.a. Janice Smith, a.k.a. Punchy, is back in jail after just getting released from prison in January. Bellevue police say one of the best clues came from a TikTok video made to Young Miami's viral song Spin Dat about boosting and scamming. Bellevue police say this video shows Janice Wiley holding two stolen Louis Vuitton purses. It was posted 5 days after detectives say her daughter, Janice Downs, and an unidentified suspect stole the bags worth more than $7,000 from Nordstrom in downtown Seattle. And 2 days after Downs showed the purses on her Instagram account.
For us, she's a prolific, organized career theft criminal, and so we're very familiar with her.
That's because Bellevue PD Special Enforcement Team busted Downs and her mom 2 years ago for a major organized retail crime spree. They were accused of stealing more than $500,000 worth of Lululemon clothing. Downs pleaded guilty to 6 counts of organized retail theft. She was sentenced to 33 months in prison with 501 days credit for time served and was released in January. Bellevue PD Captain Landon Barnwell says just 4 months later, Downs was back to her old ways.
You would think that, after what she experienced in 2024, that, hey, that maybe, she would change what she's doing. But again, clearly she hasn't chosen to do that.
Court documents show Bellevue PD Detective Jeff Christensen recognized Downs in a bulletin sent out by Tukwila Police showing thieves stealing almost $4,000 worth of fragrances from Macy's. See the shower cap she's wearing? He had a similar photo of her from his case 2 years ago. Working with their regional law enforcement partners, he says he then identified Downs in similar thefts at the Macy's in Tacoma and the downtown Seattle Nordstrom.
Yeah.
In the Nordstrom theft, detectives say surveillance video shows Downs wearing a burqa as a disguise. Detectives say the surveillance video shows how Downs and her accomplice cooperated to steal the purses, distracting the clerk by asking to see other bags on the shelves behind him. When he turned his back, watch as the accomplice smoothly slips the handles of one of the purses over her arm. After he shows them a second bag, he puts it back on the shelf. When he went to the front sales counter, police say Downs walked over, made sure he wasn't looking, and grabbed the purse, then held it down low on the right side of her body, opposite over where the clerk was standing. Her accomplice then moves over next to her, takes the handbag, and exits the store with both of the stolen purses. A few seconds later, Downs follows her out. On June 12th, Bellevue police arrested Downs and her mom. Detectives located them in the parking lot of Westfield South Center Mall. Court documents note that Downs was wearing the same burqa, black-colored sandals, and her white-painted toes matched her appearance from the Nordstrom theft.
We will hold you accountable, and we're not going to tolerate people that commit crimes here in our community.
Ma'am, is your true and correct name Janice Smith, a.k.a. Janice Downs?
We'll stipulate to name and date of birth for purposes of arraignment.
In court, King County prosecutors charged Downs with organized retail theft in the first degree. Downs remains in jail on $215,000 bail. $75,000 of that is for a fugitive warrant out of Oregon. She's charged there with 16 counts of organized retail theft, aggravated theft, and theft. Mom, Janice Wiley, she posted $50,000 bail and was released. Her case from the Lululemon thefts in 2024 is still pending trial.
This is what makes this story so ignorant. Police say the stolen Louis Vuitton bags ended up on social media, and the soundtrack was Young Miami's Spin That. That is not just self-snitching. That is a person trying to turn a crime into a brand. And this is where we have to talk about the baddie culture that keeps getting sold back to young black women like it's empowerment. Everybody wants the bag, but some people don't care if the bag come with a case number. Everybody wants to look expensive, but looking expensive while your freedom is cheap is a stupid ass trade. This is the part that bothers me. A lot of young women are being taught to perform success before they have actually built anything. The look becomes more important than the life. The post becomes more important than your record. The image becomes more important than your own future. And before you know it, the handbag that was supposed to make you look like the it girl is now sitting in the police evidence room. That is not winning. That is poverty thinking, wearing luxury labels. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that because there is nothing rich about risking your freedom to look rich for people who are only going to scroll past you tomorrow. What makes this case even sadder is that it's a mother and daughter. A mother is supposed to be the person that pulls her child away from destruction, not somebody standing beside her in it. Where else have we seen this same situation? Look at Pooh Shiesty and his daddy, mob boss. If these allegations are true, this is generational failure in real time. And I know people may not like that, but sometimes you gotta tell it like it is. When a young woman is already dealing with criminal history, already had time connected to a major retail case, and then gets accused again months after coming home, that is not a small mistake. That is a pattern. And patterns become prison if somebody don't break them. This is why I don't want to hear y'all talking about retail theft is harmless. It may not look as violent as a shooting, but it can still ruin your life. A felony record will follow you into job applications, housing, relationships, and every place where people start asking whether or not they can trust you. And when you start getting charged with organized retail theft, the system don't look at you like a girl who made a bad decision at the mall. The system starts looking at you like a professional criminal. That is a different road. And let's talk about the music part, because this connects to a bigger conversation. When Young Miami makes a song like Spin That, people will say it's just music. It's just fun. It's a vibe. But when the song becomes the soundtrack to people showing off alleged stolen goods, we have to stop acting like the culture has no influence. I'm not saying Young Miami made anybody steal. I'm saying the industry keeps making destruction sound cute, then acts shocked when people use that soundtrack to destroy their lives. With young men, the music can make crashing out sound like courage. With young women, the music can make scamming, stealing, and material obsession sound like confidence. It is the same machine with a different outfit. And the record labels know exactly what they are selling. They know the lifestyle is the product. They know the young girls are watching. They know social media turns lyrics into behavior faster than ever before. So when a song that glorifies getting money by any means becomes background music for an alleged theft, the industry don't get to act innocent. The artist has responsibility, the listener has responsibility, but the people funding and promoting this message have a responsibility too. And this is the piece people don't want to say out loud. The culture is teaching too many young women that their value is in what they can show, not in who they are becoming. So now you have girls chasing the designer image without the designer money, chasing the baddie look without a stable life behind it, and chasing the internet attention that will not be there when that judge starts talking. That is a setup, and a lot of people around them are keeping it going. Some friends know where that stuff came from. Some people buy it because they want a deal. Some people like the pictures, gas up the lifestyle, and then act confused when the arrests start happening. That is not friendship. That is everybody participating in a lie until the police show up. This case should be a warning to y'all girls who think this kind of lifestyle is cute. The store may not stop you that day. The camera may not scare you in the moment. The post may get you a lot of attention, but the police are watching social media too. And when they start connecting videos, clothes, bags, disguises, the same internet you use to show off is the same internet that's going to build a case against you. That is the part that makes this so foolish. You are not just stealing. You are documenting your downfall. And for what? A bad? A caption? A few people calling you a baddie while your real life falls apart? That is not status. That is a trap with good lighting. I don't want this to sound like I'm being too hard on y'all. I want it to sound like a warning to every young girl watching this culture and thinking the image is worth the risk. It is not. Real confidence is not needing stolen luxury to feel seen. Real value is not something you gotta steal from the mall. A real woman is not built on impressing people who wouldn't put $1 on her bond. And that's just the truth. The female side of this destructive culture has to be called out with the same seriousness we use to talk about the men. Because a ruined life is still a ruined life, even if nobody fired a gun. A criminal record is still a chain, even if it started with a handbag. And a mother teaching or joining her daughter in destruction is still a tragedy, even if social media makes it look like a flex. This is where the culture has to grow up. Stop letting music make theft sound like a hustle. Stop letting designer bags make you feel like your freedom is worth less than a bag. Because when the likes are gone, the court date is still gonna be there. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe. Established Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.